Hello everybody, welcome to Roadcraft Hard Mode. A little bit of a delay today. We're just trying to get everything set up and make sure everything is good to go. So let's go ahead and jump into it, shall we? Alright, so we are back in Sunken. We were abruptly cut off last time due to some connection issues. So I need to figure out what we need to work on here. So we had some routes that were getting stuck that we got to work on, and we have some materials to collect. And this is still stuck over here. I'm gonna have to go get that eventually, but let's take a look at steel pipes. I forget. I was in the dozer heading somewhere. Trying to remember where I was going with the dozer. Oh, that's right. We got sand here. Yes, that's right. That sand needs to be flattened there. So we're going to go ahead and do that. That'll get that route up and running. You just go ahead and refuel the dozer before we head over there. All right. Let's begin. So I have some routes that were in progress. We need to do some fixing on those routes and then go get some materials together. So I'm just going to start on that for now. Let's not tip the dozer over. Let's try not to do that. Oh, is this already flattened? I'm just going to give it another little once-over. I know I needed... I was jumping in the dozer for something. Can't remember what it was, though. But we're going to just go ahead and just flatten this out real quick. Just to make sure it's extra good. go ahead and just get this out of the way for now. Okay, let's take a look at the routes. Okay, I can't actually... Okay, that's why. I can't send that route again. This one... Was that the... This was the sand I was looking for, wasn't it? That's what it was. Okay, I went to the wrong sand pile. That's okay. That is okay. We'll just go to the right sand pile. And everything will be okay. I'm kind of like... In a way, I'm just like... What was I doing before? Because... I did have to end the last stream a little bit more abruptly than I would have liked. Just because I was having some network issues. Everything is good now. But yeah, having some network issues at the end of the last stream, which caused it to have to get cut out a little early while I was in the middle of a project, and yeah, then I had to go out of town this weekend. So trying to remember exactly what I was working on, kind of challenging, but we'll get there. We'll get settled in. We'll get some work done here on Sunken this evening. So we got a lot to do. But what I can do is get the sand flattened that I need to actually flatten. We'll get that flattened. We'll send that route on its way. And then from there, I need to go start gathering beams and pipes for storage. So we'll go ahead and get that done too. So just a little bit of a detour to start the stream, but that's okay. We'll get our bearings, we'll get settled in, and we'll be good to go. We're gonna get a lot done today. I feel it. I can feel we're gonna get a lot done today. I would like to see if we can get Sunken done this week, so that next week we can start either Deluge, Sandswept, or Sojourn. I'm not sure which one we're going to go to, but ideally I would like to finish Sunken this week. We'll make our way down to where the sand is. There we go. This is the actual spot we got to get some work done, so let's go ahead and get this flattened out. Alright, there we go. That is taken care of. Perfect. Okay, so I should now be able to send this route back on its way, and we're in business. Okay, so we need to work on pipes. That's what we got to work on, pipes. So where is my mule at? You are over here. Okay. You're over here. That is perfectly fine. Okay, let's get a game plan together here. So we got to get some pipes, which means we need to. Oh, I have 7 here. I already have 7 pipes here, so we just need to get these moved over to the tunnel exit base. And then, yeah, we'll just do that. We'll get these moved. I can delete that marker now. We'll start getting these pipes moved. And then for the last 3 pipes, we'll go get them right here. So that is what we're going to do. We're going to go ahead and let's go ahead and refuel. And we'll go ahead and store the mule. Alright, let's head over here to tunnel exit base. Alright, let's go get some pipes. So we're just going to go haul some pipes back and forth. I want to see if I can fit 4 on here. Somehow, I don't think I'll be able to. Yeah, I'm not going to be able to, but I can do. There we go. We'll do it SnowRunner style. That way we just need to take a round of 4, a round of 3, and then we can go get the rest of the pipes we need. So that is what we're going to go do. go ahead and get these pipes moved over to storage. Come on. Oh, wait, no, not here. I need... Oh, where am I going? This is just like... Oh, yeah, the garage thing. No, I need the storage, not the garage thing. This is where I need to go. Just bring this in. Alright, there we go. 4 pipes. Let's go get the next 3, and then we'll go get 3 more after that. Alright, I need to focus on what I'm doing. Come on. Alright. Alright, we got 3 pipes over here. Let's go grab them. And we will stop running into things. We'll get these pipes delivered. Once we get this done, I can send that other route on its way and get that done, and then work on the next thing. Alright, there we go. We got the pipes out of the factory. We're good to go. We're going to get these dropped off and then bring the truck over to where I have some pipes that I cleared out earlier. We're going to go grab those. We're going to finish this job, and then we're going to get that route on the way and make sure everything is going good with that. So that is kind of the first bit of the adventure today. There we go. Alright, let's go ahead and bring the mule over to the other side of the map and go get those other pipes that we need. We need over at Mountain Lakeside Base. That's what we need. Lakeside Base. We'll go ahead and grab the mule. And away we go. But yeah, so how's everybody doing? Hope everybody's having a great Monday so far. On our way to go get some more pipes, finish this objective, and then move on to the next thing. Question is, can I actually get to these with the mule? Should be able to from over here, I would think. And we're going to swing it around this way, just to help retain the already sketchy balance going that we have at the moment. There we go. This one. One second, everybody. Alright, I'm back. Sorry about that. Had to take care of something real quick. Nothing major, nothing urgent. Alright, let's get back to it. Alright, we just need to get this last pipe loaded up, and then we are good to go. Don't mind me. I was just hanging that off just so we can counterbalance, so we can get out of there. I didn't want to risk tipping into that valley. Alright, there we go. All 10 pipes are now accounted for. So let's go ahead and get these delivered. So we get these pipes dropped off. That will allow us to get that route going again, so we can keep getting the rewards from that now that the route is fixed. Coming in for a delivery. I hate this intersection with these rail signs right there. It is so difficult to squeeze through there. Oh no, no, pipe. Pipe, get back here. There we go. Alright, we can go ahead and finish this objective now. And then we can go ahead and redeploy the vehicles. And we're good to go here. Okay, so we have a couple of different things we can do here. The next one would be to deliver steel beams. We can do some steel beams. We're going to have to craft some steel beams. Like we did over there. There are 5 steel beams right here that we can use. Right over there, we can go grab those. I don't have any at the beams factory, do I? No, I don't. So we're going to have to make some beams. Alternatively, side quest here. Side quest. We can do resources to repair the oil station. I do need to rescue this truck. I got it stuck. It shouldn't be that hard to just pull that back out of there. And then we need to kind of clear this space out here so that the trucks can get through. And to do that, we're going to need to use a scout vehicle to kind of move these rail cars and clear a path. which shouldn't be too terribly difficult. It shouldn't. But yeah, once we do that, we can bring the semi-truck through here across the bridge, and I'm going to have to move some of these pipes out of the way. So we'll have to do a little bit of that as well. Which actually we can do because we need to scrap some beams anyway. We gotta scrap some beams. So that might not be a bad idea to do that. What the... Okay, that's actually going to be a bigger project than I thought it would be. That is a messy project. Well, we're not going to do that right now. We're going to do the beams. Actually, you know what? Let's work on this. Let's do that. Let's work on this. I need my scout, which is way over here. Okay. Yeah, let's work on that, because that's going to be a big project that we're going to have to do. Just to get that truck over there. So let's go do that. It's going to be a bit of a combination of scout, mule, and probably have to put some sand down as well. It's going to be a bit of a project, but let's go ahead and work on that. I like big projects. I feel like working on a big project today. I don't feel like working on the castle today, but we'll work on a big project. Okay, now that that is retained, we can bring that out over here. Yeah, we're going to go take a look at this big project. Get the oil depot up and running. It's not going to happen if I get stuck on a bunch of rocks, though. But, hey, we avoided that. We're good. Alright, let's head over here and take a look at what we gotta get done. Alright, so we do not want to go that way. This is a bad idea going through here. I mean, I could fix this and not worry about the scout stuff. I could just bring a bunch of sand down here. That might be an option, just kind of flatten this out a little bit. Or I can do the bypass. I think I'm just going to do the bypass, though. So, how do I do the bypass, though? That is the question. Or does that come all the way over here and then through here? That goes down this way. How do I want to do this? There are a lot of ways I can tackle this. Okay, well, let's see if we can get this truck out of here first. I don't think I'll be able to pull it out with the Scout, but let me give it a try. No, that's not going to work. Okay. I figured it was worth a try. Alright, let's take a look. Let's see. I'm just trying to think what would be the most efficient way to actually go about doing this. And actually it looks like I don't even have to mess with these train cars here. Because, like, I can't even really realistically get to this area to have to mess with these train cars to begin with. Because we can just bring it around this way and just go right through there. I just have to get the truck out of there. And it's a bit of a long journey, but we got this as well. So, it is mule time. Let's jump at the mule. So I'll be able to get all of this done with just the mule here. Be able to get all this out of the way. Alright, we do have some debris here that we need to get cleared out, so let's go ahead and get this moved out of the way. try to get these big chunks out of the main path here so we can kind of sneak through here. This one. All right, and continuing on. Okay, that is going to be a bit of a problem. What I'm trying to do here is I want to drag this big pipe over to the pipes facility that's over here. Oh no, don't do that. Oh, come on, really? Well, it's out of the way. Everything is just not going well today. Okay, this is an interesting predicament. For sure. I don't think I can just bring this through here. Maybe I can. Yeah, okay. Well, I said I wanted a big project, and I'm turning a big project into a bigger project. Alright, we're gonna get the mule fixed. We're gonna get that big steel beam or steel pipe moved. I can also take this and go get that truck as well. We can get both trucks fixed. So that's what we're gonna do. We're gonna get these trucks fixed, get everything reset. Do what we got to do here to start making some progress. So. First things first, we got to get this out of here. Alright, that should be good to go. I can drive that where it needs to from there. And then we're going to head over here and get some more work done. So, let's see what we got to do. We're just going to squeeze through here. Let's get over there. We're going to get the mule flipped back around. Get some train cars moved out of the way. And then we'll be able to get that vehicle delivered. Start with this thing. I'm mad at this pipe. We're gonna go get this pipe taken care of. Alright. That is delivered. That is taken care of. Okay. Next up, meal time. Okay. Alright. Now that that is cleared out of the way, we can get these train cars moved. This last one moved over here. Okay, those are taken care of. So we now have a clear route through here. It's kind of beat down a little bit, but that truck should be able to get through there without any problems. So we go over this bridge. And we actually don't have to mess with these pipes. Those pipes are fine because there is a way through over here. Yeah, that is just fine there. This is the problem area, though. So, this is where we're going to get to work. Gotta move a bunch of these over. Just trying to get these up out of the way so that we can bring that truck through. We'll get that moved. And I just need to get this last one in front of me here. And we got a route that has failed. Okay, so we're gonna have to touch up a route again, which is fine. It's not a problem. Okay. With that, I believe we can just bring the truck through now. Right? I think we're good. I think I was initially overthinking the project because I got this thing stuck. And I was like, what do I need to do to get this going? But took a second look at it, and we're all set. So not quite sure why it doesn't want to reverse out of here, but come on, there we go. All right, we're in business. Alright, it's time for a truck delivery. That was the only part I was kind of concerned with, but it was downhill and pretty flat, so everything worked out. And there we go, delivery complete. Alright, we got that done.
Now, let's help Montville get its own fuel going. The route between the Montville administration and the oil station is blocked. That means we need a bypass. Lot that route and they'll be singing your praises. Maybe I'll even get a verse.
Where's this? Oh, this has to go... Oh, that's gonna go basically the same route I just took, but backwards. Okay. Let's just send it, see what happens. It should be good. I don't think that one spot is gonna give us too much trouble. I'm gonna have to move that, but that's not a huge issue to do that. I don't think the AI trucks are going to like this route, like, at all. If I'm being honest, I don't think they're gonna like it that much, but they'll get over it. I think I'm gonna have to do probably more for the route than I think I'm actually gonna have to do. I don't think they're actually gonna be able to do this intricate maneuvering that I'm trying to have them do through this factory. I don't think this is gonna work as well as I think it is. But I could be wrong, and I will be pleasantly surprised and super happy if it does. But I have this feeling I'm gonna need to do way more to get this to work. But you know what? We're gonna send it, and we're gonna bring the truck over, and we're gonna see what happens, and it'll be for science. So let's see what happens. For science. I gotta move this truck first before they actually get there. Let me just move this out of the way for now. Because science. Alright, and while we're doing that, I'm going to jump back in the mule, and we're going to go get some steel beams. Oh no, they don't like that at all, do they? No, they don't like that. I didn't think they would. It's a bit of a tricky maneuver there. Okay, yeah, that's fine. That's totally fine. Okay. I gotta move some of these pipes out of the way here. And we'll just send them through here instead of going through that little bitty narrow spot. But I mean, if they're struggling with that narrow spot, I don't know how they're going to maneuver the other narrow spots I have on the route. That's going to be very interesting. And I'm probably going to have to come up with a completely different game plan for the route versus just driving a truck through there. This is fine. We'll grab this. And we'll just grab this last one here. And then we'll just adjust the route and we should be good until they get stuck at the next spot. Okay, let's just park over here for now. Take a look at the route. Send you through here instead. There they go. That pipe is going to be a problem. Let me get that moved out of the way. Just going to go ahead and bring this up over here. Yep, that should keep it out of the way. Let me guess, they can't get up here. I got one of the trucks up there. This little guy's in trouble, though. I'm gonna have to, like, pave this or something. Probably put some sand down. Buddy, I'm trying to help. Let me help. Why are you backing up? Just let me push you forward. There we go. See what happens when you just let me help? See? See? Everything's fine. Everything's fine. It's okay. We're good. Alright. They're on their way now. They're on their way and everything is fine. Oh, they actually made it through this gap without any issues. That's perfect. Well, I guess you can't say no issues, but they made it. Yeah, I don't think these boxes can be moved at all. Is that other truck, like, actually getting where it needs to go? Or... where's the other truck at? Oh, the other truck's over here. Okay, I made them turn too sharply right there. Okay, that can be fixed. But the fact that they got that far, I'm impressed. I am going to have to actually patch up that hill, though, before I can officially send them on their way. It's not just a matter of fixing that one little spot. Unfortunately, I'm going to have to probably fix that. Unless this is just like a one-time route deal. At which point, when the other truck gets over there... No, this is a repeatable route. Yeah, we're going to have to fix... Yeah, we're going to have to fix that. That shouldn't be a huge problem, though. Bring that over there. That should fix that. But I do need to actually do something right here. This needs work. That needs some work. Needs a little touch and go. A little construction, a little sand. I do need to go get some fuel, though. That is a small issue we have at the moment. We are running a little on the low side when it comes to fuel. But let's get these beams. I want to get these beams taken care of. Because I can take these beams over to the garage while we get the fuel. And then everything will work out just fine there. Got a slab. We got to get the slab moved. Get these other two beams? I can't. Okay, cool. I wasn't sure if they were out of range, if I had to jump in the big crane and bring them a little closer. But it looks like we're all good here. Let's grab this. We're gonna take these back to the base, the garage, and then we're gonna get some fuel. Oh, interesting. I wonder if that can be used as a ramp. That'd be kind of cool. Alright, let's get these beams over. Let's get refueled on the mule. And then we're going to have to bring the sand truck over and put some sand down on that road. It shouldn't take more than just one load of sand to get that going where it needs to go. Flatten that out. We got the route fixed. We'll have the fuel delivered, and that step will be done. And we'll also have half of the beams delivered that we need to deliver when I get these over there. So, kind of a little cascading plan of action going on right now. And we have just enough fuel to get where we need to go. So that works out super perfect. Alright, we got half the beams delivered. Let's go ahead and get the mule refueled. Okay, the next step, we need to get dump truck. There's a dump truck, there it is. I need to patch up that little path through the forest there. We get that patched up, this route will be good for the fuel truck delivery. Shouldn't have any further issues with that. Oh, and that reminds me, also, while we were working on that other thing, I did get a notification that one of these routes has failed, so we're going to have to take a second to look at that and make some adjustments if needed. But it's like I got so much to do, but I'm like, I need to focus on just one thing at a time. And right now we're focused on the fuel delivery. We did kind of sidetrack a little bit by getting those beams delivered, but it's better to just deliver already manufactured beams than it is to try to scrap and salvage a bunch of beams. Not that it's like super challenging or anything like that, but you know, you might as well use the resources while they're available, you know? So that's what we did. So first thing first, we need to go up here and get sand. Alright, let's get that sand. Oh, it's gonna be okay. I just noticed I didn't fill up the truck. But it's gonna be okay. Still got 170 gallons, but it's definitely not like a lot of fuel, but we're also gonna be just like doing roads like this. I should absolutely be able to get fuel and get back. Oh, no, no! Oh, come on. I needed that sand. Oh, no. Actually, now that I think about it, I'm gonna be having to go a lot further than I remembered I'd have to go to get this sand where it needs to go. No, we'll be okay. If I need to run some fuel out here, I'll run some fuel out here. It's not a big deal. I want to get this done. But I absolutely, I should have refueled while I was running through the garage, and I didn't, and that's my fault. And if this thing runs out of fuel, that's my fault. But I think we should be okay. We shouldn't have a fuel issue. I don't know about getting it back to the garage, but we should be able to get there and get the sand dumped without any issues. And that's honestly the most important thing, is just being able to get the sand dropped off. But we'll cross that bridge when we get there. If I could just stop running into things for a little bit, that would be pretty great. Okay, here we are. It's just a little sand here. It shouldn't be that bad, so... I just want to go up the other way, and I think I need to get just a little bit more in the middle section. Yeah, like right here. Alright, there we go. That is good to go. You know, I think alternatively, I could work on putting sand down over here and kind of send the trucks up that way. But I don't think that's totally necessary. But what I do know is this truck is definitely not getting back to the garage on its own power at this point. But I'm trying to get it as far as it can go. And we'll just make sure it's not in the way when it runs out. And we'll just come get some more fuel for it later when I need more dump trucks. So I'm sure I'll need more dump truck at some point. Yeah, this thing is definitely about to run out here any moment. And right here would be an absolutely terrible spot to run out of fuel. So I want to just get past this debris. And we're just going to park it right here. Because now it is out. And that's fine. We're good. It's okay. Alright, next up I need to flatten the sand. So it is time to grab the dozer. What is... Okay, this one. Steel pipes production facilities. Where did you fail? Why did you fail right there? That doesn't even make sense, but okay. Okay, that's fine. Okay, that's a dozer. That's what we're doing. Dozer. Can I not enter dozer? Oh, sorry for the rapid zooming. Alright, come on, dozer. Once I get this little patch of sand flattened out, we'll be able to send this route on the way. And then our attention is going to go to steel beams. Oh, there's a truck. Hello. I'm still amazed that little truck gets through this section. I did no work at this section, and I thought for sure, like... So when I initially plotted that route, I was like, there's no way those trucks are getting through this like bog, but apparently it's just gravel or something, so they just go through it, and it's great. I am not going to make the mistake I made with the dump truck, and I am actually going to grab fuel on the dozer before I head over there, even though it's mostly full. We're going to top it off because we're at fuel, so we're going to top it off. Bring it over there, we're going to flatten the sand out, and be in business, so... And away we go. Coming through. I also, there's a, that little spot of sand that's spilled on the road. I need to go ahead and just flatten that out while we're going through here, just so it doesn't create like a lump in the road. Okay, let's just flatten this out real quick. Alright, that's fine. Just make sure the blade is lowered going over the bridge. I wasn't sure on the clearance. There was plenty of clearance, so... Alright, let's go get this sand flattened, and then we're all set. Come on. There we go. For some reason it was a little sporadic going through there. But we're good now. Alright, let's get this flattened, and let's finish this job up. Alright, one more pass, and we should be good to go. I just want to make sure it's super smooth going up this way. Okay, now we can go ahead and dispatch the vehicles, which should be good to go. They're not going to go up that other sand road because they failed over here because I just pushed them. But right through here, we should be good to go. Oh, there's a... That's what they're getting caught on. Okay. That's what they're getting caught on. I didn't even see that there because the pipe icon was like covering that. Okay, that's an easy fix. Once they fail, let me fix this. There we go. That's a super easy fix. Oh! No. Cancel. Okay. That is a ridiculously easy fix. So we just need to bring this over here. And instead of that being over there, it just needs to be over here. There we go. Because if they go right through there, then we're good. That's perfect. And with that road sanded, they should be able to just get up the hill. They can do the rest of this stuff. And we should be in business here. There we go. That is done. Side quest is done.
That solves Montville's fuel problem. Better clear your schedule for that statue ceremony.
Alright. The fuel problem is taken care of. So, next up, we need to move a bunch of steel beams all the way down here. But, to do that, we got to get some more steel beams. I've got 5 in storage right now, which means we need to get 5 more, move those to storage, and then get those delivered. So, what do we got over here? I know I have a bicoal over here. I don't know if there's any like good scrap I can just carry with the crane. Some of these big pipes, some tanks, some of those. Come on. Oh, I'm stuck on a barrel. Okay. I'm just going to move this over because it's here. Just going to move this behind us. Go grab some stuff. Oil station in Montville. Oh, that's what I just did. Something failed. I want to check something. I think there's some big tanks or something I can grab, like right here. Nope, that's a tire. Nope, all I can grab there are tires. Okay. Alright, this is going to be a mule job. Let me just check real quick. Where did they fail? They failed right here still. They weren't fully on the sand, which is fine. We'll send them again. If that still doesn't work, I'm going to have to bring equipment over here and just pave it. Hoping I don't have to do that, but I might have to. In the meantime, let's grab the mule. Let's see if there's resources. There is a tractor here. Yeah, I'm going to load up this tractor and bring it over. Hey Scott, welcome to the stream. Good morning to you as well, even though it's not quite morning here. Hope you're having a great start to your day. Just trying to load up this tractor. Doesn't quite want to load in there right, but it loads in good enough. If it fits, it ships. Rolled oats and flicking through work emails. Oh, there you go. Sounds like a peaceful morning, if anything. Okay, that route is still failing. I'm going to have to go pave that. That's what I'm going to have to do. I'm going to have to pave that. But I'm going to try not to get, like, multi-distracted by all the routes and try to actually get some progress done. I'm gonna have to multi-manage these routes at some point, because a bunch of these still have things that I need to get from them. And now I'm starting to feel the pain of more difficult routes from hard mode. But it's fun. I like the challenge. It just gives me more to do. But I'm also just like, I have a project. I want to get this project done first before I circle back and fix a project that's already done. Which, I don't know if that's like the, if that's how real construction is, where it's like, hey, this thing we did is no longer working, and it needs to be fixed. But I also have something else I'm working on right now. So, yeah, just, I guess we'll just do one thing at a time, you know? Like, it will get done. It's all going to get done. Just kind of prioritizing what I'm already working on at the moment, so. Although it does, like, you know, like, immersion-wise, like, if I wanted to, like, role play, right? The route that is failing right now is probably like mission critical, because it's literally fuel supplies for the town that is kind of destroyed. So it is kind of important to get that fuel up and running, but you know what, at the same time, there are walls that need to be repaired to oh no, this is not good. Oh, that's not good. Please let me through without any problems. Oh. Okay, that is... Yeah, that happens. I didn't have a wide enough bridge. Okay. Well, that's another route I'm going to have to redeploy, because I ran into him on the bridge. But Oh well. I've got a broken tractor to salvage for scrap metal. Yeah, electric car only town for a little bit. Yep. Yeah, I mean, to be fair, I did already bring back power to the region, so power has already been restored. We're just trying to prevent further damages. Make everything look all nice and neat. So yeah, electric cars are acceptable here. Alright, did somebody order a scrap tractor? Oh, can I not go up the hill? Thank you very much. Thank you. That is 4. I need 5. I gotta, like, scrap, like, 2 more little things. And we'll have everything we need. So there's some little things down here that we'll just go grab. Alright, fine. I'll grab the barrel. I wasn't planning on grabbing the barrel, but I'll grab the barrel. What I wanted was this, this pipe. And ideally that roll of metal fencing. I would like the fencing. Give me the fencing, please. And thank you. Alright, let's get this up to the factory. Let's scrap it. We'll have our beams. Okay, we've got all 5 beams. Let's get those out. Before we actually load those up, let's take a look at these routes. Let's see what needs to be done here. They are still unable to get up this road for some reason. I'm just going to adjust the angle and send them again, because they should be able to get up here. I don't know why they're not able to get up here. That's what I'm not sure on. And then completed requests. This is done. But I have all the rewards, so we're just going to shut the traffic off. And we'll let this do its thing. I want to actually take a look here at what exactly is going on here. What are they getting stuck at? Because that'll actually give me an idea of what actually needs to be done to fix this. Let's see here. Was it really just the angle? It might have just been the angle. Okay, I see the problem. He lost, yeah, he lost a lot of momentum with a hard right turn, yeah. And then he's just kind of stuck here. So, let's try to smooth that out just a little bit. Yeah, pretty much. Do that. And I also want to move this a little bit further this way. A bit more over that way. This one over just a little bit. That should do the trick. That's about as smooth of an angle as you could probably get. But what's probably going to wind up happening is I'll have to head over there and just pave it. Because when I pave it, they'll be able to just get up there with a little bit more traction. So it's probably going to be a paving situation, which that's fine. The game is called Roadcraft. We build roads here. I guess you don't have to build roads, but I mean that's kind of like the point of the game, right? It's crafting roads, so. Pack these in nice and neat. We yanks it here. Pretty much. Yeah. Pretty much. Alright, we're just packing these in nice and neat because I do have to load up 5 more once I get these loaded. Oh, really? Oh, that sounds like fun. That sounds like a good old time. Also, congratulations on the move as well. Oh, yeah, for sure. Yeah, I hear you there. Alright, that failed. It is. I'm probably going to need to pave that. Oh, beam flying through the air. You know, it's kind of funny, though, because, like, I've noticed, like, because, you know, I play a lot of truck games, right? Once I kind of learned how to back up a trailer in one of them, I can back up, like, semi-trailers in all of the games that I need. Like, SnowRunner, American Truck Simulator, even Roadcraft when I need to back up a semi-trailer, I can do that. I can't back up hitch trailers in my games. Like, hitch trailers? Absolutely not. I cannot back those up. But, yeah, it is the same physics, exactly. But I just think it's cool, you know? Where are you going? No! What are you doing? What are you doing? Stop! Okay, come on, up the hill. Yeah, it's a different skill between hitch trailers and saddle semi-trailers, and a lot of it just has to do with the point of rotation, and that's pretty much it. It's all about that point of rotation, right? So like there is a technique to it, but I struggle with that, the point of rotation being you know, at the back of the truck versus in the, like, the center of the truck, the center back of the truck. And I can't really, I don't really have anything I can, like, demonstrate the difference with. Because there really aren't any hitch trailers in Roadcraft. Like, if I was doing SnowRunner right now, I could pull up the different trailers and kind of show the effects. But what I do have is a saddle semi-trailer here. See, this is a saddle semi-trailer. See, that point of rotation is, like, in the center back wheels of the truck. So, like, I move this up, and I know that, like, if I kind of go a little bit this way, it's going to start kind of pushing the trailer. And then you just kind of make small adjustments to where you want to go. Because it's less about where the truck is and more about where that force is pushing against the trailer, you know? So it's all about just, like, little adjustments here, right? Yeah, it does. And the slower you go with it, the better you're going to be with the trailer. So I'm actually going to need this in a few moments here. Because I got to use that to haul my paving equipment over. But I want to get these beams taken care of first. But yeah, because of it's really about, like, where that center of rotation is, because, like, you don't, when you're backing up the trailer, you don't do it from the truck. You have to know where that force is being applied to the hitch. So it's very slow, very small maneuvers, because you want that force to be pushing on the hitch. And I still have a huge problem with it when it comes to dollied hitch trailers. But when it comes to, like, actual, like, tractor trailers, like, I can do those relatively competently, at least in a video game. I would not trust myself to drive an actual semi-trailer and try to park that. I would not trust myself to do that, but I'll pack up trailers all day long in a video game. But, like, when it comes to, like, SnowRunner, right? Like, you have the option of using hitch trailers and saddled semi-trailers. And because I kind of figured out how to back up the semi-trailers more so than I was the hitch trailers, I actually tend to just use semi-trailers for a lot of whatever I'm doing when I'm playing SnowRunner. Just because I figured them out and have a lot more of an easier time moving those semi-trailers back and forth. And it's the same thing with American Truck Simulator. Like, for the longest time with American Truck Simulator, I would just be like, yep, here's the cargo, have at it. And now I'm just like, you know what, I'll try backing up the trailer. I might hit a few things along the way, but I will back up the trailer. And it's fine, right? It's fine, it's a simulator, it's fun. But, I mean, that skill set, it's a skill set, even if you get it in a simulator. And it applies to pretty much any type of situation you need to. It's just, you know, when you're doing it in real life, there's a lot more consequences if you do it wrong, so you want to make sure you actually do it right. But, you know, there's a lot of, like, especially if the physics are done right and proper, you actually can pull a lot of knowledge from a simulator into a real world application. You know, we see that every day with our racing simulator, right? There's a lot of the things that I learned in the racing simulator that I can apply to driving a real car. You know? Obviously, you're not driving a real car that fast to need to modulate throttles and brakes, but you know, there are applications where you have to, like, Actually, one of the biggest things that I actually do apply in real life that I have learned in the simulator is honestly crash avoidance. Um, because you know when you drive on the highway every day, people drive like idiots, right? And I've developed this like keen sense of just like watching folks around me on the highway, and I'm like, that's a problem, guy. I'm gonna get away from them. And so it's like that same pattern, yeah, pattern recognition, and just getting better at defensively driving in my own vehicle is something that I refined in a racing simulator, and I think that's a great thing. Let's see. Like, how to repeatedly lose to other people after winning all day at Pocono? Wow, okay. We still talk about Pocono, huh? No, I'm just kidding. Oh, okay. Gotcha. Yeah, it could be that. But I definitely have noticed, like, over the years of sim racing, it's definitely made me more aware of my surroundings when I'm driving my real car. Just a little bit more present and cognizant of the drivers around me and who's looking dangerous on the road. Oh yeah, we've had some great endurance races. The unicorn mark, that was great. All right, let's get these beams delivered here. Oh, you're looking at monitor upgrades right now? Oh, that's awesome. Alright, there we go. Salt mine. Objective complete. All this just to get some expensive mining toys back. It's not hard to imagine that there's more to this than meets the eye. But the finish line is in sight. Better focus on that. Alright, the salt mine is operational. There we go. Look at that salt mine, everybody. Salt mine.
This order's coming right from the top. The drilling machine that you recovered from LaRoe's quarry. We need you to deliver it to the port. And the drilling machine
You know that makes sense.
to the railway station. There's also other mining supplies for both locations. But you can plot a route for our trucks to deliver them. I know. That's a lot of hassle in drilling machines. Expensive
Kelly.
ones too. So be careful with them.
What if I don't want to be careful with them, Kelly? What if I don't want to? Yeah, I think I have... I mean, I've been racing with that issue for a while, so I'm kind of used to it. Because I have never raced with anything other than, like, a single monitor. I did do VR racing one time, but that made me more of a hazard on the racetrack with the VR, so I went back to my regular monitor, because I use I have a 2-monitor setup, so I have, like, my main monitor that I race on, and then I have another monitor that I use for, like, chat and stuff. Is it an ultra-wide? I wouldn't know. It's actually not an ultra-wide. It's a 32-inch curved. It's a curved monitor. But it's not like an ultra-wide. Alright, what do we got here? Yeah, it's a 32. Which is, it's a decent sized monitor, but you know, it's when it comes to like sim racing, it's still has that issue, you know. Oh, what are we doing down here? Route? Unfinished passage to port. Where's this going? Excuse me? Oh, that goes here. Okay. Oh, interesting. Unfinished passage to port. I'm kind of liking this, the rail bridge. If I'm being honest. I think I'm going to send it on the rail bridge. I got to get this car moved out of the way first, though. But I just might send this down the rail bridge. That sounds like a fun idea. The frame I have in mind is designed for bigger monitors, so yeah, that makes sense. We got that. What is this object? All the way down here. Okay, so I'm going to have to go down into these quarries that we cleared out. And get some really heavy equipment. Or, I just bring the big crane over. I can probably just grab it from there. That might work. I could probably just grab it from the big crane. Alright, what is this one? The northern mine. We've got another heavy piece of equipment here. Oh, that's that. I'm going to have to move that out. Where does those have to go? Loading station. Loading station. Okay. Huh. That is interesting. So we got routes. This route. Where's the end point of this? I don't know where the end... It says Salt Quarry La Rose. That's not here. That's something else. Okay. Oh, these are going to be super long routes. Those are going to be crazy long routes. That is going to be a huge project to do that. That is a massive project. And one I'm not quite sure how to tackle at the moment. So here's what we're going to do. I have a route that is in progress that is having troubles and needs paving. So let's just go pave that real quick. Let's get the paving equipment taken care of, and then we're going to have to start moving... We're going to have to start moving sand, we're going to have to start paving, we're going to have to get all kinds of stuff moved around so we can get these routes going. That's going to be a big project. Get those routes going, so... Well, hopefully you're able to get some good monitors that'll fit what you're looking for. Yeah, I should have put the ramp flaps up, but it's okay. It's okay. Actually, let's do roller first. Let's get the roller. And then we'll grab the paper. Oh, there you go. Oh, that's awesome. That's a huge help. Alright, the truck's strapped. Let's bring him over there and get paving. We pave this, we'll have that that route going without any issues. And then we've got some other projects. We got a lot of big projects to work on this map still. You know, I was hoping to have this map finished between some combination of today's stream and tomorrow's stream. I don't think that's going to be the case with how big these projects are, if I'm being honest. These projects are massive. Trying to get these routes done. But we'll see. We'll work on... We'll just tackle it one objective at a time. One job at a time. One task at a time. We'll just do it all one at a time, and it'll all get done. You know, we have to analyze the routes, just like we did with this one. I know we've been back and forth on this route, instead of just, like, making it good to go from the get-go, but... You know, you never know what exactly needs to be done until you know what needs to be done, you know? That's words of wisdom from Yanks87 right there. That is the most wise thing I have ever said in my life. Right there. You never know what needs to be done until you know what needs to be done. I don't know if that makes any sense. It makes sense to me. I hope it makes sense to you guys. Let's head over here. I'm going to need that big crane. That big crane is something I'm going to need. That is one piece of the puzzle. And I'm probably going to need this vehicle as well for hauling big equipment around. With this, I'm going to take the longer way. Yeah, I know that's going on this weekend. I don't think I'm going to be able to participate in it. And a lot of that is not necessarily that I want to or that I don't have a team available. But I have been out of town for the past weekend. Doing some family stuff. And honestly, as exhausting as this weekend was, it was a good time. It was a lot of good fun. I kind of want to just not have an entire race take up my entire weekend next weekend. If that makes sense. Because, like, I'm sure it's going to be, like, a fun race. But just with everything going on, I kind of feel like I don't want my entire weekend to be a race right now. So, kind of how I'm feeling about it at the moment. Oh, I need to unsecure. There we go. Oh, come on, really? Come on, wiggle free. Push. Not that kind of push. There you go, that's enough. I didn't need to push it over, but we needed to give it a little push. Alright, let's pave this up. I'm just going to park you over here. If it still refuses to go up the hill, I don't know what else to do. It better still go up this hill. Or I'm gonna have to do some like crazy science project to make it go up the hill. I'm not rolling. There we go. Now we're rolling. You're here for the crazy science project? Well, that is one thing we do here on the Roadcraft streams. We do science. Not very good science, but we do science. Okay. Route. Oil station to Montville. Where are you at? Come here, truck. Truck? There we go. Alright, here we go. Let's send her on down. You're here for the route failure? I understand. It's okay. I understand. Because that, I mean, I don't mind either because, hey, that's just more content, right? If it fails again, that's more content. Yeah, of course, for the content. for the content. Okay. I know exactly what went wrong here and how to fix it. That is probably not going to require a science project. Yeah, that's exactly what I was thinking. I just need to... Because it kind of dipped off the road here a little bit right there. And I need you right there. And this just needs to be far enough over. Because it kind of dipped into the sand there. Alright, we check it again. Yeah, it might. I want to try with just getting it off of that sand first, though, because I think that just killed all the momentum. But this should be good. All right, it did it. It did it. It made it. We're good. We're good. The trucks are on their way. I just want to try one little thing here. I want to see if I can just smooth this out, maybe put a little bit of extra asphalt down here. Just this little edge here. There we go. Just kind of pave that out a little bit. Go. Let's get the paver out of the way, and I'll go ahead and roll that, and that should just keep it from getting bogged down in the sand for any possible issues there. Just flatten that out, and there should be no more issues with that. That's all we needed there. I'm actually going to go and just preemptively get these loaded back on the truck. I am going to need them elsewhere later. And jump into, not the dozer, we want the 6. There we go. Strap them down, put the trailer up. Those are ready to go if we need them. So, let's take a look at Southern Mine. We do have a route to do from the unfinished passage to the port. I think there's an achievement for sending this down the train bridge, so I'm going to do that. But that's going to need a little bit of work before we do that, because there is a train car in the way I need to move. So let's jump back in the... Oh my god! I can't believe I did that. I forgot to shut the mule off. This whole time, it is just drained of fuel now. I can't believe I did that. That is unbelievable. Oh, that sucks. That is true. They did have AC going, so... Alright, Scott, sounds good. Okay, so that is going nowhere right now. I need to find... Where are you at? You're over here. What are you doing over here? You know what? This actually is fine. This is actually fine. So we're gonna have a bit of a two-part recovery here. I'm gonna head over. I need to get the dump truck refueled with some of this fuel tank. So let's go ahead and get that done first. And then I'm gonna have to go fetch some fuel and take that over to the mule. And honestly, I could probably get the train cars moved with this thing. Because it does have a winch. Okay, that is just enough gas. That is perfect. That'll be enough gas. I can get the dump truck back to the outpost. And I'm going to park this over here. I just realized I have been streaming for 2.5 hours without a break. My water cup is empty, so I'm going to go get some more water. So I'll be back in about 2, maybe 3 minutes. And we're going to get back to it. So... don't go away. I will be back in just a couple minutes. Alright, everybody, I am back. So, let's go ahead and keep going, shall we? We've got another vehicle we got to refuel. So what I'm going to do is we're going to swing by the garage. I need to refuel this tank because I just emptied it on the bicycle, the dump truck. So we're going to go top this off, then go get some fuel over to the mule and see if we can get that route going. We also have enough money for a new truck as well, but I don't think we're going to be buying a new truck for a bit. I'm going to kind of just stockpile that cash at the moment. There we go, fill that up. Is that actually filling? It is not. Oh, there we go. Now it's filling. And we got, okay, yeah, we got 500 liters. Let's go. Alright, we're all refueled. Let's head on over to the mule. Let's get that going again. Gotta make the long, lonely trip over to the mule. And while I'm here, I should be able to get that train car moved with this vehicle, which should help. I may not actually need the mule for this. Which would be super handy if I don't. But we'll see what happens when we get there. But all of our routes are running, and the ones that are not, we have all the rewards from. So we are in business. Alright, we're moving the train car here. Alright, that should be good to go. Alright, let's go ahead and get the mule taken care of, and then we'll go ahead and plot that route and see if that works. I'm pretty sure I get an achievement if I send the route over the bridge. I think that's an achievement. Okay, let's go ahead and refuel the mule. Alright, it is route time. So this is coming up through here. Probably going to have to do a little bit more work to this route. But it should do what it needs to do here. It's going to get stuck right down there. And then we'll have to do some science. Alright, let's see how this goes. Yeah. Oh. That is not gonna work. That is absolutely not going to work. Yeah, that's got to be a little bit more that way. Yeah, road train. Let's go. Okay, it cannot get over that lip. It cannot do that. So, we're going to need some sand and a dozer. We're going to have to fill that gap up a little bit just so the trucks can get through. So, let's do that. We did refuel the dump truck, so... I do need to actually top this thing off, though, before we make a long journey like that, but... Let's see, if I can get this thing to go over the train tracks, that'd be just really cool. I'm pretty sure there's an achievement to it, which would be even cooler. But honestly, it's more about just the cool factor, because, like, I don't have to use the train bridge. The train bridge is, like, really short, and it would be really cool, but... Yeah, I know that failed. We're good. Okay. I mean, there's a longer route I could just send it on that would be smarter and safer, but where's the fun in that? Lakeside... What route is that? Which route is that? Where'd you fail at? You failed there. That's fine. I've got all the rewards, so that road doesn't need to be running anymore. Alright. I know there's a quarry down there, but we're going to go ahead and just get some sand here. Oh, okay. I guess we're just going to spill sand. That's fine. Alright, let's get the sand over there. I'm also going to have to grab the dozer as well. It's just a long journey. I do like that there is a quarry over there once we get down there, so if we have to fill in more than just this one little gap, maybe fill up some of those mud pits and stuff like that, we'll be able to do that pretty easily. It did not like high gear there. It's trying. Come on, truck. Now we have the peaceful rain. Alright, we made it over the hill. We're good. Oh my god. I did it again. I drove right past the garage without refueling the dump truck. Why do I keep doing this to myself? That's the second time today I've done that. But at least where I'm going, I do have the fuel there already, so we'll be able to just get it going, but... I can't believe I did that twice today. I get so settled in with these dump trucks. I'm just like, yeah, we gotta go. We gotta bring the sand in, and then it's just like, all right, I got the sand. Let's go. And it's just like, oh, I already refilled this with emergency reserves because I ran it out because I ignored the garage. Now I'm doing it again. Anyway, let's see what we got here. Yeah, I'm pretty sure this stuff down here is fine. I don't anticipate any issues with the trucks coming through this stuff. Maybe this spot right here might get a little dicey, but... But I mean, all this is the main area of concern here. Stop. What is... No. What are we... Why would you dump the sand like that? That's not what I wanted the sand to do. Oh, no. Okay. Well, I was trying to put a sand gap here, but I guess we're going to just fill the whole thing in, huh? So, I guess that's what we're doing right now. We're just dumping sand down the gap there, which is... it's okay. But I need to get the dozer over here so we can actually flatten that. Oh, no, 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 no. Whoa, whoa, whoa. Oh, my God. What? All right. It's fine. It's fine. Everything's fine. It's a good thing I have the crane here. Okay. I know what vehicle I'm buying next, and it's a dozer, because I'm getting so frustrated. The rusty dozer, it just has such terrible steering that these things happen to me all the time when I'm using the rusty dozer, but I never have those issues using the upgraded dozer. So that's going to be something I'm going to fix. There we go. When in doubt, lift the dozer in the air. Alright, now we're on our way. Alright, we're going to go get that flattened out and then send the trucks again and see if they're able to make it a little further. And if they can't, then we'll fix it up and keep it going until they get where they got to go. And I'm not going to forget to refuel this time. That's what I'm not going to do. What? Are you kidding me? I hate that intersection. I hate that intersection immensely. Probably would have better luck with the actual tree cutter, but I think this thing would probably do an okay job of what I need to do right here. Just push the damn thing over. Okay, that is not going to work. That's fine. That actually worked. That actually worked. Alright, we're fine. We're good. Park my tree machine over here. Alright, there we go. It's just that little bitty thing. I can't believe it, like, actually flipped the truck. That was unbelievable. Alright, now we can get back to what we were working on. Which is getting the dozer over here so we can flatten that sand we put down. We get that flattened out, we can send the trucks on their way and see what happens from there. Alright, we're almost there. We're almost back to the job site. We can get the work going. Yeah, I know they're going to get stuck in that mud pit there. For sure. But we got to start with the first step. We got to get them across this gap. And I believe we got the sand to do that now. Got a little bit of a cascade down into the little crevice there, but I think it should work out. Okay, let's try the route again. I'm gonna need more sand, aren't I? Actually, I think... Hold on. Let me try this. We come at it with a more straightforward approach here. That might be what we need to get that done. No, there it goes. There it goes. Okay. Where's the sand quarry? I know there's one here. Is it right up here? It should be right here. Well, for starters, I know this is going to need to be done, so we're going to put some sand here. Just because I know this spot is going to need some work. So we're going to do that. Alright, let's head back over. Let's reload the sand and bring it over to the spot we're having trouble with. Alright, let's see if one more load of sand is going to be enough to kind of level that out. I'm worried that it's just going to fall off and down the edge again, and I hope it doesn't do that. Maybe since I leveled the base layer, it'll probably lay a little better. Let's see. This might actually do the trick here. Because I think this is leveled a little better now. Oh yeah, look at how level that is. It's narrow, but it's level. You know, I probably could have just done a log bridge. That might have been the easiest thing to do, but we're right next to the quarry. We might as well use sand. Sand and flatten. Okay, let's give that a whirl. I mean, the problem there, it's getting across. And it was, like, kind of, like, dropped off in, like, the middle of it. So, I think that's fine. We're good. We're not okay there, though. Bring that over. That should do the trick. Or not. It's still kind of getting stuck down there. Okay. I know what I need to do here. Let's cancel that and move this point up here. New point right to there, and this one we're gonna move right there. That should do it. There we go. Good job, truck. And it's still getting stuck. Okay, we're going to need a lot more sand. But at least we fixed this first part. This first part is good to go. I believe in you. Go. Alright, I knew it was going to get stuck there. I haven't actually leveled that sand up yet. I was kind of hoping it would get across the unleveled sand, but I don't think that's going to happen. Yeah, we got quite a bit of sand to put down here, so let's go ahead and get that done. And then we'll go ahead and just get all of this nice and smooth. Alright, let's flatten. Let's make all of this look really nice and neat. Alright, that should be good to go. Maybe I might widen that out in just a moment. I want to get this good first. Yep, this spot's looking pretty good. Alright, I'm going to go ahead and just widen this out just a little bit. I'm going to do the same thing on the other side. Just get it nice and wide. And then I'm just going to go up the middle again. We'll just make sure there's no bumps. And we'll send the trucks and see what happens. just for giggles, I'm going to go ahead and move that over here so that we can see the entire route, because I did kind of push them around a little bit. So let's take a look, see how we've done so far. I kind of wanted to simulate like a fresh start to the route, see how that goes. Which, that is still too far over. Okay, that is too far over. Okay, that's much better. There's still like a slight issue with the trailer, but it is going. So that's good. And right here, it's going to stick to the sand. We're going to go around the rock there. That's good. Now we'll check the sand hill. And we're veering off the sand hill and falling. Okay, I need to move you over here. That should be good. Or not. Oh, don't do that. Oh, you... That was not a smart move. That was not a smart move backing up there. You know, I think these trucks, they just don't like the sand. They just don't like the sand. Which means I'm probably going to need to just pave the whole thing and just be done. Yeah, they're just not able to get up the sand here. It's going to be a big pave job, I think. Let's see here. I'm going to try one more time. Just going to move this point up and try that. Because it was like, it was kind of working. Yeah, they just don't have the traction to get up that hill. But I'm not sure, like, I don't know. I don't want to pave, like, all of it if I don't have to pave all of it. Because that is a lot of work to do that. But I can at least pave, like, this through here and then kind of up the hill a little bit. I think get up the hill here. This part should be fine. This is all just, like, gravel road. That should be okay. So I may only have to pave, like, a little bit here, but there is also the concern for fuel and all that fun stuff as well. So Can I get sand over here? Am I in range of the quarry from here? This is a terrible idea. I should not be doing that. Nope, that's a bad idea. I've already had enough incidents of bad ideas going wrong, so we're gonna go over here and just go get sand. What is this indestructible bush? That is true. They do make good stories. Okay, there we go. Bush is knocked down. Knock this tree down and get over here, please. Oh, there's like a little pebble that I'm like stuck on. There we go. I'm not going that way again. Yeah. Yeah, there was a rock under the bush. That was the problem. Alright, so since all of this is being paved, I'm just going to put some sand patches down here just to connect everything, and then it's just going to be a nice road. And we'll just go patch this up here as well. Let's push this over. That should connect all of this. Yeah, I should be able to pave all of that. We should be good there. Alright, we have a really nice, fully sanded road here. I know I'm going to need to pave that, but it's nice, it's flat, it's level. I'm just going to go ahead and... Oh, not that. No, not that. I need to open this out. Just going to move this point over here. This point over here a little bit. Now we're going to move this point over here. And this one over here. Add a point right there. And now we're going to dispatch. I want to just take one last look at it. See if we can get it going with just sand. Now that this area is a little flatter, it's on the sand, it's got the momentum. Yeah, it's gonna need paving. But I need to know how far it has to be paved. So I'm gonna go give it a little push. Okay, so it's actually good up here. This is fine right here. So I pretty much just need to sand up and pave up the hill. And it looks like it's good to go from there. Yeah, we're fine up through here. But this part right here is the most important. This is the part I wanted to see. The bridge. Let's go, truck. Can you get across this bridge? Let's find out. No, you're going to run into the building. Okay, I can fix that. That part can be fixed. Almost gonna move you over here a little bit. And move this one over here just a little bit. And that's going to give it a little bit of a better angle. I want to see this thing on the train bridge. That's what I want to see. Hold on. I want this to happen. I want this to happen so badly. I'm actually gonna shift that over a little bit. Oh, now we've done it. Now we've done it. Let's go. Let's go. Train time. It doesn't like it. Hold on. We can get this. We can get this because it's just not centered properly. Okay, now you can do your whole, like, reverse thing. There you go. There you go. Choo-choo. I think it's just an issue with not being centered properly. Maybe this is just a bad idea. Yeah, I'm thinking that was just a bad idea. But anyway, we got to see what happens when the truck gets on the train tracks. It does not work. Not with this truck anyway. Maybe there's a... I'll have to figure something out. I probably don't even have to use the train. I wanted to try it, because that's a cool little shortcut, but... Alright, I want to try one more thing. Let me see. Shift that back over. If I can get this truck to just, like, perfectly line up on the rails, we might be alright. One last try. I really want to see this truck fly through these train tracks. I think that would be the coolest thing. See, now the, I got one more thing I want to try here. Alright, last one. Last attempt. It just crashes into the building. Alright. Well, I gave it a good effort. Unfortunately, I'm all out of time for the evening. I want to thank everybody for tuning in and hanging out with me in the stream today. Scott, appreciate you in the chat. Everybody that was lurking today and just hanging out watching, you guys are also appreciated. So thank you guys so much. This has been Roadcraft. Tomorrow's stream will be starting at 6:30 Eastern Time. And guess what? Tomorrow we're tackling the castle. So the castle will be tomorrow. You're not going to want to miss it. And until next time, guys, I'll see you on the job site. And thank you so much for all of your support in the channels. I really, really appreciate it. It just means the world to me that you guys are here hanging out. Watch some Roadcraft. I appreciate it. So I'll see you guys tomorrow. Have a good night and take care. Bye-bye.